All right, there we go. All right, Brent, I'm going to leave it to you to let more people in there so I don't get distracted. So, how's everyone
Uh,
doing? Good to see everyone on here. It's almost Turkey Day, so getting pretty excited about that. Get to enjoy some time with the family coming up, so looking forward to that. I'm going to share my screen here so I can just get to the presentation. Um, let's see. All right, here we go. So I guess I'm going to ask everyone to at least stay muted for a little bit. And then once we're done, we can open up for any questions that you may have. So there's, I don't know why it does that. I got to stop doing that. All right. So, talking about for tonight's agenda, just have a couple items that we wanted to go over. I'll give some brief updates. Brendan's going to give us an update on uniforms and team gear. Nick or Haley, one of them should be on any minute here, is going to talk about the holiday store. Beacom, if you could give us an update on logistics. I know, well, I haven't seen Jamie yet, but I know Ellen's on here. So I'd like to officially welcome and recognize the medical team. So once we get to their slides, I'll let them introduce themselves, especially for those of you that were unable to attend our training camp that we had over the summer. And then Jeff will provide some additional information as it relates to families come. Oh, that was crazy. All right, 212 days left until June 19th or June 20th. We keep on counting those days down. With the holiday season coming up, it's going to go by pretty quick. Before you know it, we'll be in the middle of January. In a couple quick months, we'll be getting ready for USA Games. TPA leadership, same slide. Nothing has changed here. Just as an FYI, if anyone needs to ever or email any of us. Important dates again, same thing here. Just keeping this on the schedule there so you can see important dates that are coming up. Some upcoming key dates. Just want to alert everyone on here. Nothing for anyone to do. This is more just for transparency, let you know what we're working on within SOPA and the USA Games leadership team. As an FYI, coming up for Bryn and Nick, we have to turn in our uniform designs for approval to the games organizing committee. So I know Bryn and Nick been working hard behind the scenes, working with our designers and uniform companies and some other folks to get our gear. So we have that deadline coming up December 1st. Beacon, myself, and some other folks are working on delegation housing. That deadline is December 15th. So we'll be working with some of the coaches to work on that delegation housing. Uh, More slides coming up about that later, so I'm not going to dive into that right now. Delegation travel booking, our deadline to get that information to the LOC, which is the local organizing committee. The LOC, we have to get that information to them by January 15th. So we'll have all of our airline, hopefully we have our airlines, tickets and all that stuff buttoned up by January 15th. Coaches meetings, looked on the coaches portals today. Looks like most of those, looks like again, they'll start doing the second round of coaches meetings in January, February of 2026. Some of you have been asking about alternates. Hopefully that's not an issue with any of the teams here. But for those team sports, we do have the opportunity to activate any alternates for any athlete that is unfortunately not able to attend USA Games anymore. But we can't do anything as far as alternates until essentially March 1st. And then we have to get all that information for any alternates. We have to get all their information in by March 27th of 2026. And then lastly, if there's any updated scores or times, we'll be working with the coaches to get any updated scores or times sometime in February, March. And then we want to make sure any scores that need to be updated, any times that need to be updated, any events that need to be updated. We use the month of March to get that information in there. Brent, I'm going to turn it over to you if that's okay. You could talk us through some uniforms and team gear. And then while you're doing that, I'll manage any folks that's joining.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks everyone for hopping on tonight. I'm just gonna go over some logistical uniform and team gear stuff. So we wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what we'll be giving both athletes and coaches on our end as we travel to Minnesota. So for athletes, we'll have their sports specific uniforms and specific items that we'll be giving them, and we'll go over that in a later slide, kind of what that will be for each sport. Um, so then each athlete will get a long sleeve shirt that does include the shirt that you got at training camp. So if you please could keep that shirt, try to keep it clean. We hope you can bring that to Minnesota. You'll get one new long sleeve t-shirt, and all these different shirts will have different designs. Kind of going back to what Bruce said, Nick and I have been working super hard with Champion. Shout out Nick because he's been designing some really, really awesome apparel and stuff that we'll get to show you in a little bit. So we're super excited to show you our designs. They've been really, really great. And then we're gonna have two polos that you'll get. Again, one of those polos is the one from training camp. So please try to keep that clean. We're gonna expect you to bring that to Minnesota. Um, I mean, you can get it dirty, but wash it and keep it stainless. Let's try. And then one sweatshirt we're going to be giving you, again, a pair of joggers. All of this will be branded with our SOPA, Team PA, USA Games logo. We have a pretty cool sunglasses partnership that we're going to keep under wraps for now, but super excited for that. And then again, shorts and skirts, whichever I'll later information with which one y'all prefer. But again, we'll be depending on kind of what our opening ceremonies and closing and awards uniforms look like, we're still kind of determining the color of what those shorts and pants will be. Then baseball hats, again, that one hat includes the one that you got at training camp. Um, and then a belt bag or a fanny pack, whatever you want to call it, kind of like a little, actually have one. So like this, like a little bag, kind of like this. It's like that. Um, for backpacks, one thing I do want to note is that everybody will get a backpack of some sort. We can be super flexible with that. Like I know Ann Phillips had said that the swimmers are going to want swimming specific backpacks. That's totally fine. We can make that work. We're going to try to keep within a similar price range. Happy to work with any coaches. I know like softball might want specific ones for their sport or soccer might want specific ones. If you do want specific ones for your sport, that will take the place of the backpack. So please just reach out to me, and I'm super happy to work with any teams that want a sport specific backpack. Um, and then again, we'll have like a large luggage duffel type thing to put all of our clothes in. And then we have some partnerships that we're working with right now. So we may be getting some sneakers, maybe getting a windbreaker. I have heard it's hotter than we're going to expect in Minnesota. So we did go a little bit warmer with apparel, but this is kind of what the athletes are getting. And then Bruce, if you want to go to the next slide. Coaches are getting basically the same thing, except they're not obviously getting a uniform, but they will be getting an extra polo, which will be their coach's polo, which will be embroidered, specifically to each coach. So, you can wear that while you're coaching or one of your polos or yeah, so but everything else is basically the same. And then for coaches, we'll get you a more basic backpack. I'm assuming you wouldn't want that sport specific backpack if your team is getting one. But if you do, again, just let me know. But other than that, yeah, it'll just be a pretty like generic backpack to keep all your stuff in. Go ahead, Bruce. And then I know some of the stuff that I mentioned is that stuff from training camp. And some of you have been emailing me that you never got the stuff from training camp. I apologize. I've dropped the ball with that. So if you could fill out this form, we place that order to Champion. All the stuff of that apparel is coming in. Um, and once it arrives at our SOPA office, I will mail that to you as soon as possible. So if you can fill out this form, it'll ask you for what you need, what sizes, and what your address is, so I can mail that to you. And I do have a record of kind of who got what, so we're going with the honor code here. But please, if you got stuff, don't fill this out again, trying to get more stuff. I have faith in you all, but just wanted to put that out there. Next slide, Bruce. Okay, so this is kind of an outline of what, sorry, I'm doing all the boring logistic uniform stuff. Nick will have all the cool designs for you, but this is kind of the outline of what we're going to be wearing for different days. So we went over for those travel days, to and from the airport. I've been told, I haven't experienced it yet, that the airport can get a little hectic with 125 of us traveling. So we want to be all wearing the same outfit. So we're going to wear that sweatshirt. We'll pick a t-shirt and we'll wear those joggers. So we're all kind of uniform. Nick and I have been working super hard to design a t-shirt for opening. That'll really make us stand out as a delegation. So we'll be wearing that. We'll be wearing shorts of some sort, a hat, a windbreaker, and hopefully some cool sneakers. And then competition, obviously athletes are going to wear their uniforms. We're hoping that coaches will wear that coach's polo, but again, kind of up to you what you're comfortable in. And then awards, we're going to have a specific polo. And khakis that we want athletes who aren't coming right from competition to wear. But again, like I know a lot of the teams will probably go right to awards from competition. So if that's what you're told, uniforms are also fine for awards. Go ahead, Bruce, next slide. Perfect. So then we just wanted to go over what each sport will be getting for their uniform. So you can see athletics will be getting two tops and two shorts. Again, that's pretty much here what the sports are going to be getting. There's a few sports that need socks or need an additional item. So this is athletics, bowling, basketball, bocce, flag football, and golf are getting a top and shorts, two versions of each of those. Go ahead, Bruce. And then again, soccer, they'll get two tops, two bottoms, and they need the socks, and the goalie will get a specific shirt. Softball, again, we'll do jersey pants. They need socks and a hat. Volleyball, top and bottom. Swimming, a little different, obviously. We have that bathing suits, towels, and a cap. And then powerlifting, we have that singlet, undershirt, and socks. Um, if there's anything you think that you're missing that is absolutely essential, that we totally missed the mark on, let us know. Again, we have to submit the designs pretty soon, but we still have some time to get some stuff in. And then head to the next slide, please. So also with that, we would love to be able to get some more things on your wish list. So I know maybe there's some things that besides shorts and a shirt, for your uniform or for your team that you might want. So if the head coaches only could please fill out the form below, either that QR code or it's linked there. I think Bruce will send out the slides after, and I can send this to head coaches. Um, but feel free to put any additional items that you think will be beneficial for your athletes. We're asking stuff that, again, like will be beneficial if you ask for a custom Jalen Hurts signed jersey. It's probably not essential to your success at USA Games. Um, but stuff within reason that, is really going to help. I know I talked to Ryan Bogan at Fall Fest, and he was saying it would be really cool if our bowlers could get towels, to wipe off before we bowl and stuff. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I'm not a bowler. I wouldn't have thought of that. So anything that you guys think of for your specific sport, please feel free to drop it in there. And feel free to include links, give me ideas. Feel free to email me with questions. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything that I went over today, as always, please shoot me an email, text, write me a letter, whatever works. I'm always around, but thank you guys for being so patient with us. And we're really excited. We feel like this is really coming into the works. So again, feel free to reach out with anything, and I think I'll pass it off to Nick.
was going to say,
Maybe.
Brent, thanks for that, and I appreciate the reference to Jalen Hurts for us on the East Coast of Philadelphia. So go Birds! All right, so is Nick or Haley on?
Oh yeah,
All right, let's go. Thanks, Nick.
of course. Thank you. Hi everyone. Hope you're having a great evening. Super excited to talk about our limited edition, super awesome Team PA holiday gear store. So this is gear that is just going to be publicly available for anyone to buy. We're going to start promoting it on our social media channels and our website tomorrow evening. So this is kind of like a sneak peek at it, but just know that the link is live now. So if you wanted to check it out, you don't need to wait till tomorrow to do that. So yeah, I will, Bruce, if you want to click on Team PA Holiday Gear Store, I think this will just bring up the website. Yep, perfect. So here you can see like the countdown of how many days we all have left to order. December 8th is the cutoff date for getting orders in to ensure that they arrive in time for the holiday season in case we wanted to do any gift giving or anything like that. So we have quite a few items in here. And you can kind of see that what's in the store comes in different colors in most cases. So I think, Bruce, if you like mouse over the bottom there, you see where it's like navy square and then like the tan square. Yep. So it'll change. You can kind of play around and see what options work best for you. But I'll just run through them real quick just so everyone can kind of get an idea of what we've got. On the top left is our Forge the Path t-shirt. This will be one of our main slogans, like our team motto and hashtag for the games. So you'll be seeing that a lot of places, but you can see the Forge the Path. It kind of ties into the history at Valley Forge and also is, looking forward to our competition and what we're going to be doing at Minnesota. And you can see the 13 stars of the Betsy Ross flag make the O, and then just our Team PA brand mark on the bottom of that shirt with the Special Olympics and USA Games lock up on the sleeve. So that comes in navy and white. This one, do you know if I'm able to share, Bruce? Only because I want to show like a bunch of the detail. If not, that's okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's disabled. If you actually, Bruce, if you go back to the slide deck and then see where it says gear store. So yeah, the other link, click on that. And we can get into this too, but if you scroll down, I just want to show bigger the, keep going, sorry. Yep, see on the bottom right, there's the Spirit of PA design. Yep, if you can click on that and make it full screen. Awesome. Okay, so this is a design that we worked with a local artist on that we are super excited about. This is what we're calling the Spirit of PA design. And the awesome artist who we worked with, she really worked hard to incorporate a lot of elements from throughout the entire state. So basically from east to west, north and south, there is like a representation of our area, our county, our identity as Team Pennsylvania. So you can kind of just see a lot of different things like the Pittsburgh Incline, Mr. Rogers trolley and the horse from the state flag, the state capitol, trains, which are such a big part of the state's identity and history. And then also mixed in are kind of the 13 stars of the Betsy Ross flag all throughout the shirt, as well as just a bunch of different sayings in our font and the USA Games font. And then obviously front and center is still bringing it home to that icon, the bell that we have. That's such a big part of our Team PA identity for this year. So if you hop back to the team store, Bruce, sorry, I know we're bouncing around a little bit, but that Spirit of PA graphic you'll be able to get on that crew neck at the top middle. That comes in a navy and a tan. And then you'll also be able to get it in a t-shirt that comes in a navy and a white. Yep, right there. Yep, perfect. Then there's also a hoodie that just has the full word mark Pennsylvania with the stars on the top right, Bruce, if you scroll up a little bit. Sorry. Yep. So that hoodie, Team Pennsylvania with the stars, comes in navy and tan. And then if you go down, Bruce, we have a quarter zip as well. So a fleece pullover that comes in gray and navy with the word mark. And we have the Make History t-shirt that comes in heather gray and navy. So It's kind of, again, tying into the 250th anniversary history, but also is a very forward thinking, forward, looking to USA Games, like, let's make history, let's do this thing together, graphic and brand there. And then if you go down, Bruce, we have our hat options. We have what they call a weekender cap. I don't know why they call it, but I guess people like to wear it on the weekends. But this is a solid navy hat with the white rope across and our standard Team PA logo, Special Olympics PA logo on the back. We've got the cuffed beanie that comes in navy and white. And then we have the trucker snapback with the rope. And then last but not least, at the bottom, we have a magnet that you can buy, like a fridge magnet or a whatever magnet, I guess, if you want to put it on your car or anything else. And we also have a holiday ornament that is a die cast. So it's die cut, single-sided ornament with the Team PA logo. It should look really sharp after they cast it and cut it and everything. It's a really nice ornament. And symbolically, all of these prices end in 76 for 1776, which was a nice little touch that we thought we would throw in there. But okay, so you can go back to the Dropbox, Bruce. So in case anyone wanted, there's a link to this Dropbox, and just hit the big X and yep, exactly. Awesome. All of these graphics you can just download and share and post. So this is not required, not necessary by any stretch. We just literally put this in here in case you wanted to take advantage of it, in case you wanted to share with friends and family a graphic, or the fact that the store was open and available. Conversely, if you just want to share the link to the store, that link is in the slide deck. I'll put it in the chat as well. But that would also populate like a preview image. So you definitely don't need to use the those graphics at all. But we just put them in here in case you wanted to amplify the message on social media. And then if you go back to our main slide deck that we were working in, yep, you can just go to the next one. Okay, so this is just some examples of what we walk through in the store. That's the Spirit of PA design. And then the next one, I think, is just more gear. Oh, here we go. All right. This is the most important part of this presentation. Forget about everything I said up until this point. No, I'm kidding. But you will be getting an exact match. Oh, can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My internet just refreshed.
No worries. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yep. It just gave an error message, so I wanted to make sure. Okay. You will be getting exactly what's in the store. The tan Team Pennsylvania hoodie pictured here. Okay. So it has the Team Pennsylvania full word mark with the stars in the tan color. And you will also be getting the navy rope hat pictured there. So unless you want several of them, or you want to buy them for friends and family, do not purchase those items, because you'll be getting them as part of your Team PA swag bag. If you wanted to get the navy version of the hoodie, feel free. We won't be getting that. It's just going to be the tan version and the navy rope hat. But just really important, and wanted to call that out so that you guys aren't buying stuff from the store that you might be interested in, and then you're like, well, crap, I have doubles of this now. So just wanted to point that out. But I think that was the last slide, potentially, Bruce, of the gear store. But I'm happy to answer any questions about the holiday gear store if anyone has them.
And Bruce, if no one has questions about the holiday gear store, can we go back to the wish list as well? I forgot to mention something super important, but if anyone has holiday gear store questions, feel free.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. And again, just as a reminder, it'll be open for orders. You can share with friends, family, coworkers, anyone you think might be interested in those products until December 8th. And then that's when the orders will close, just to make sure that everyone gets everything in time for the holidays.
Awesome.
Nick, will the gear be coming directly to the, this is a silly question, I guess, now that I said it, but is it going to go directly to their home?
Yep. Yeah,
directly to
you'll
home
go through the order form, and then you'll be able to just put in whatever address you want the
shipping?
gear sent to, and
Yeah.
it'll get sent there. Yep,
Yep. Thanks.
no
Go ahead,
problem.
Brent.
Awesome. So one thing I forgot to mention with this wish list, which is pretty important, the one of the goals that we have with this wish list, we had briefly talked about it. So that Classy page that you were briefed on for fundraising, um, our goal is to put some of these items on that Classy page. So if people go to the Classy page and they want to support Team PA, a way they can support Team PA is by purchasing, instead of making like a direct monetary donation, they could, if they love softball and the softball team wants a specific item, they could be like, oh, well, I want to buy this item for the softball team. So that's another way that they can donate. So please, like, put stuff on this wish list. Like, it is important, and we're really hoping people who want to give a little bit more of a direct impact than just, giving some money, that's a really cool opportunity for them as well to be able to physically support our teams and support our athletes and be like, hey, like I got those towels for bowling. So super cool opportunity. Again, like if any of you have family members who want to support or like would really love to do something like that, that's kind of the goal. I feel like that was super important to mention about this wish list. So glad I remembered. Sorry, my brain is a little fried this week, but just wanted to put that out there. So keep an eye out for that Classy page. We're still working that out a little bit, but those, once we get this wish list worked out, that should be up soon. But now I
I
should be officially done. If unless anybody has any questions, but
I have a
people in the
question.
chat too. Yeah, go ahead.
So, if there was a company that wanted to sponsor something like maybe swimsuits or whatever it is, do they have an opportunity to put their logos on that stuff, or is that a different conversation?
I don't think we're allowed to put any
Is it
logos
an
on.
unless it's an apparel company, we're not allowed to per SOI rules. So like, say it
Okay.
was like ExxonMobil or something wanted to make a donation and buy the swimsuits, we couldn't put a brand logo on any of our apparel, but we could put like obviously like we're going with Champion for the uniform, so we'll have the Champion logo on them. So if it was like someone like Columbia Sportswear wanted to donate shoes or whatever, that's fine. But otherwise, we're not allowed to put any brand marks or logos on our stuff.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
Yep.
So just chime in real quick. I think that's all of the kind of gear and wear, right? There are things like luggage and golf travel bags, so I think there are some other things where maybe we could work around that. So, I mean, we can clearly touch base with you offline and have a little bit more of a detailed conversation.
Yeah, great point, Michelle. Thank you. I got really confused for a second because I was like, Jennifer, that sounds a lot like Michelle.
Yeah, I thought
I
that
know,
was Jen
sorry, it
Rice.
says Jennifer.
I'm like Jen Rice. There's a lot about this.
Yeah, so just,
and
oh, go ahead, Nick.
oh no, go ahead, you first.
No, so just to like confirm what Michelle was saying. So yeah, if you had a company or something who wanted to donate more like those, like a bag or like yeah, like a golf bag or something like that, and they wanted to put their logo on it, that's way more of a conversation that we could have. But uniforms, yeah, we're not allowed to have outside logos on.
Sweet. And then just to kind of piggyback off of what Bryn said, I didn't mention it directly, so I apologize, but got a couple messages about it. Just obviously the proceeds from the holiday gear store are all going toward Team PA. Like we purchased some of these items at cost and then are selling them, and all the profits that we get from what's generated from the gear store will all go back toward Team PA for 2026.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Bryn. Thanks, Nick. Biko, I'm going to steal your slide here real quick because registration is closed. So we got as much information as we had, we got it into the registration system. Um, Took a lot getting there. So I know there was a lot of back and forth going on a couple weeks ago. So just want to say thank you to the coaches, athletes, families, caregivers, anyone that helped us collect all that information. It was quite an undertaking, as you can imagine, with 127 folks as part of our delegation. We were fortunate enough to get some additional support with Jennifer slash Michelle Boone, so she helped in the process as well. Bryn, doing a lot of behind the work scenes there, but really Beacom for your leadership and working through working through their system and stuff like that. We were finally able to manage to get through registration. There's a couple outliers on there that we still need to get to. I think there's two medicals that we still need to get, and then a couple headshots. But I think other than that, then we're pretty much caught up with registration.
Yep.
So the two folks that we're missing something from, I already emailed them. Headshots, I already emailed those folks. So otherwise, I think as far as registration goes, we can check that one off the box and keep moving on. So thank you, Beacom, Bryn, Michelle, and everyone else for getting their information in. Beacom, I put this slide in for you, so if you're not comfortable, that's okay, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory there.
Yep. So first, thank you to everyone who helped me with the registration. I really appreciate it. And I am super excited to share that we are using Travel One as a partner with our planning for flights. So we will split the entire delegation in half, sort of. And people who are closer to Philadelphia are going to fly out from Philadelphia. I can't see your screen anymore.
My screen, yeah,
Oh.
it just went blank.
Yeah, okay. And then we're gonna have flights out of Pittsburgh as well. As you can see, there are 2 flights out of Philadelphia and 2 out of Pittsburgh. We have not, or yeah, going out to Minnesota, and then we have 1 flight back to Pittsburgh and 2 flights back to Philadelphia. So we have not assigned people to these flights yet. That's something that we are going to be working on. We need to get that done by January 15th. So once we have all that information and we're able to share that, we will. So yeah, I'm really excited to work with Travel One. They seem to be a really great partner. They do not actually have all of our people yet. I think they're missing several people, like from the number that I had shared with them. So just some information I need to get from them, but otherwise I'm hoping to get that kind of finalized by the January meeting. So yeah.
And I know there's going to be a lot of questions revolved around travel, and we simply just don't have all that information yet. But what I can say is we're working to have a transportation plan to get athletes, coaches to one of those destinations, whether it's Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, making sure that all of our athletes have transportation to get there, how they're getting there, what time they're getting there. So we'll share that information either in our January or February meeting. Again, this is just for our delegation. This does not include parents or anything like that. I mean, we're just managing the 127 delegation members that we have. Did get briefed the other day on transportation in Minnesota. So I don't want anyone to panic about that. They will have folks at the Minnesota airport that will meet and greet us when we land. Essentially, we'll be escorted around the Minnesota airport to different locations where we need to be. So that'll all be, we'll provide that information updates as we become more clear about what the actual transportation plan is going to be. Additionally, once we land in Minnesota, there'll be buses there that'll take us from the airport to our dorms. So again, we'll outline that, and then we'll have our return plan as well, which you can see that there's 2 flights back from Philadelphia, and one flight back from Minnesota to Pittsburgh. So more to come on that. I know a couple questions came out about getting large equipment, whether it's golf bags, softball equipment. There's larger type items. We're working behind the scenes to potentially get them out there in a truck as opposed to loading everything on an airplane, but trying to make things a little bit easier for us through the traveling process as well. The other thing I know Beacom shared probably a couple months ago was the new driver's license, and I'm drawing a blank what it's actually called.
Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID. So there's no panic if you do not have Real ID at this time. There are other ways to get around using the Real ID, which I forgot again. But I know Beacon, we brought it up on our call with the travel folks, and we'll alert them ahead of time who doesn't have the Real ID if there's anything that we need to manage there. But for those that don't have a Real ID, you don't really need to stress over it. But I would highly encourage you to get your Real ID if you do not have that at this time. If you need help getting your Real ID, you can always reach out to your coach or your regional teams to assist with that. But um, we are going to have escorts throughout Minnesota and getting us on the campus at Minnesota. So more to come on specifics with travel and that.
So
Um,
I just
Can
want
I
to,
ask a quick question?
yeah,
This is
please.
Beth's mom. So in booking flights, it's for us, it's cheaper, like $200 cheaper to fly out of Newark than to fly out of Philly. So when the boys or when the teams fly into Philadelphia, is there a bus that's going to bring them back home? Or will we need to be in Philadelphia to pick him up off of
Yeah,
the
we're
plane?
gonna have to we'll have to manage that individually. I mean, it's the same thing with getting there. We'll have to figure out how the athletes are getting to Philadelphia and how they're getting home, similar to what we kind of did with training camp, whether it's school buses or carpool or whatever that looks like. And we'll have better understanding once we put together who's going where. Potentially, you may have to pick up at the airport, but we just don't have those details confirmed yet.
Yeah, Bruce, if I can chime in real quick, the expectation would be that the athletes are getting picked up at the airport, that we will not have bus transportation to get them back to like local programs. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be family members. They could maybe go with someone else. So I think we would just lean on you to tell us who the person will be picking them up from the airport upon arrival. And like Bruce said, we'll definitely share some additional information on that as we get closer, once we have flights confirmed.
so I did want to touch on some of the questions that are coming in. I don't have the specifics on who is flying out of where yet. So I know, Michael, you're asking about Franklin County. I'm just not 100% certain yet, so I don't want to say just quite yet. And then, so we're still figuring out who's going to be with who. I know we're trying to fly out the entire team out of the same airport, so you will have your coaches with you. And then let me see. Real IDs he touched on. I don't know about medications. That's a question for Bruce or Michelle to answer.
I haven't actually seen that email yet. I just can't.
Says who's going to be in charge of my medications?
Well, I'm assuming it probably wouldn't be different than we manage now with the coaches, but we also have two medical staff, and I don't know how much information that they have. Jamie and Ellen will talk in a little bit when it comes to medical. I'm not sure if that actually came up on their medical call on Tuesday, but we can ask that question when we get there.
Jamie responded
Right.
coaches, but okay. We are flying Delta, it looks like, for all the airlines, right? I think. So yeah, so that's where we are. I'm going to move on to housing for now. So we are working through the housing assignments. They are due on December 15th. We just got the spreadsheet a couple weeks ago. So we're going to do something similar to what we did at training camp. Once I get that spreadsheet prepared, I will share that with the coaches to see if what we did was okay and if there's anything that needs to be moved around. We are going to have 2 people per room. Yeah, and it looks like we are all going to be on the same floor. We are sharing the space, the whole floor. We're sharing with one other delegation, so we're all going to be together. So yeah, that's all I really have. We're just working through it, and we'll let you know.
All right. Thanks, Beacom. Then we'll open up for questions additional as they come up. But Jamie, Ellen, either of you just want to introduce yourselves? Unmute.
Hey guys, this is Jamie. I don't have anything to add at this time. We're still getting information from USA Games personnel, but looking forward to a good time with y'all.
Yeah. Super excited. Had our first big medical meeting that Tuesday night. I don't can't keep track of nights of the
You're
week,
right.
but this week, so super excited. They're doing a lot on their end to plan on the medical side, and yeah, it's going to be a well orchestrated event. So excited to assist.
All right, cool. Appreciate you guys. I should have introduced you back in the beginning, but just want to acknowledge you guys for all your work that you're going to be doing behind the scenes. So thank you. All right, Jeff. I don't think Jeff is on tonight. He just texted me he's held up at a board meeting here. I did share out the family information that we received today. If any of your parents are asking, I do not believe that they are sharing the family newsletter until family registration closes, which is January 31st. So essentially, the December 16th and January 27th family newsletters will be coming sent by me or Jeff Truxell. But two key things here, November 20th, obviously, that's today. Shared that monthly Family Champions newsletter out today. Another one becoming the 16th and the 27th, which Jeff or I will share. And then the other important date on there is January 31st, which is when family registration closes. On this link here, you can see the registered link there. So I highlighted it there. Again, within the newsletter that I just shared out earlier, it has the information for the families on there. So if you didn't receive well, you should have received my email. If you didn't receive my email, let me know because then there's an issue with your with your email. So if you didn't get it, let me know. Other than that, the information for the Team PA for the Family Champions is essentially listed all in this newsletter with clickable links. So again, encourage your family members and caretakers, anyone who's interested in the athletes' participation at USA Games. Please encourage them to sign up via this link now. You can see the second link there is the register now. So please click on there. It has a lot of different information on there, really about planning your trip, how to get there. Schedule events is listed on there. It talks about transportation. Um, there's no cost for family members, spectators to go to a competition event. It outlines opening ceremonies and other key events throughout the weekend. So please push this out to the family members and parents and caregivers so that they can, get the information. Once January 31st rolls around, you'll be getting more information from the family coordinator. So stay tuned for that. Yes, don't think Jeff is on here. Tonight's the deadline for the clipped wings. Sent that out a couple times. I did receive a bunch of them today, so thank you and kudos to those that have completed the clipped wings. Essentially, this is a program that was created by former stewardesses from the airlines that have essentially a grant project that they fundraised for. And the funding that they do is to assist family members with travel expenses, specifically for us to USA Games in Minnesota. So good opportunity there to potentially help out with some expenses to Minnesota. Again, well, there are limited funds, so not everyone that applies is going to get that. But essentially, once I collect them all, I'll turn them over to Matt, Aaron, who also needs to sign off on that. I'll give them to him tomorrow, and he'll essentially send it off to the LOC for review. So still have a couple more hours to get it in. I did share it again today as a reminder, so hopefully everyone is at least aware of this opportunity there. Just real quick, additional resources again. Nothing new, nothing changed here. Just a bunch of different resources here that we have. So check some of those out. We'll hold our next meeting on Thursday, January 15th. Decided not to have a meeting in December. There's not really much um, happening as far as USA Games and any information that we'll be getting out. So decided to just have more information in January 15th meeting. I know a lot of folks on here are probably anxious to see what the facilities look like and where you're going to be competing at. You can find all that information on the website. But um, come the new year, we will review the competition sites, transportation plans, more of the logistics, all to come. I think it's a little bit too early to cover it now, but I know there's going to be questions related to that, but fear not. We will be covering a lot of those logistical things coming up in the new year. Anyone have any questions at this point? Feel free to unmute yourselves.
Hi,
What's up there, Nancy?
I finally got on. Are you Bruce?
Yep. Hello.
I sent you a bunch of messages because I couldn't figure
Yep.
out how to get on this simple thing. Mine
That's all right.
had no error on it, and I just got back from God's Choice, a program I go to, and I was like, I want to get on the meeting so bad, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Well, we are glad to have you. And just as an FYI, I think you missed the beginning of it, but for anyone that missed the beginning or anything like that, this is recorded. So I will share it out so you can listen to the entirety. But I'll also put the PDF in there as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Anyone else have any questions?
Bruce,
Go ahead, Kyla.
did you get my clipped wings thing?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Bruce, my
Yeah.
my parents aren't going to USA Games.
They are?
They're not.
Oh, they're not. All right. Well, we'll be there. We have a lot of support out in Minnesota, so no fear.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So if there's, I'm not trying to cut anyone off, but I'm not going to cover anything else for tonight. So just want to at least have one opportunity for anyone that has any additional questions, and then if people want to stick around a little bit.
We do.
I see you there. Go ahead.
Okay, again, as far as getting to the airport, she said that we need to provide ourselves or somebody, there's no actual transportation from where we are to the airport, right? We just have to have our own ride to
Yeah,
get into the airport.
and knowing where you're from, I mean, there might be an opportunity within the greater Lehigh Valley region to have folks carpool.
Okay,
So, I mean, we're not at the point where we're actually outlining our transportation map and stuff like that. So we'll
okay,
worry about that in like February, once we figure out who's on what plane and all that stuff, and then we'll work on essentially what we'll call like essentially a transportation plan or how we're getting each individual to their specific destination.
Hey, Bruce.
Go ahead, Sheena.
I have a friend that lives down in Minnesota, and she's been annually impatient waiting for me to come down to the USA Games, so she wants to be there to cheer me on for my competitions.
Nice.
I have
excited.
a question.
There we go. Go ahead. Someone had a question?
Yes, I do. So regarding this family night thing, I guess that was back in October's newsletter thing that my mother had got.
Oh, yeah.
It says something about a family night.
Yep.
So it said something about tickets. When are those available to purchase, and how many do each athlete get if they're traveling with family?
I don't think they actually reported that yet. I would encourage them to look on that link that we just shared with the family with the new newsletter and just look in there because I looked briefly and there was something about each
Okay, because
different event,
we have an
tickets.
11-month-old that will be traveling with us, and we didn't know like if she would require a ticket for that, being under the age of a year.
Okay, I can look into that on their website, see if they posted anything on their FAQs. So if there's anything listed on there, I'll put it in the recap meeting for tomorrow. Or the recap,
Okay,
when I send it out, I'll put that in there.
I had one other question concerning I have some friends in the media in the local Pittsburgh area, and are there any type of media kits or any promotional stuff that we can share with the local media about the USA games? Um,
For sure. Yeah. Are you, is there anything in particular looking for, like just pitching a story about
um,
like the games in general, a specific athlete?
Oh, okay.
well, like for me, I'm friends with Marty Griffin from KDK
Yep.
Radio and with Christine Sorensen from KDKA News here in Pittsburgh.
Cool.
And I know he's interested in doing a story about our local athletes going to the USA Games. And I just didn't know if there was any promotion, like a media kit or something to give to them about the games, or
Absolutely.
anything like that.
Yeah. Do you have my email address? If not, I'm gonna put it in the chat, and I think we probably have your email address too as well, Bruce. Like we can connect offline. I'll connect you with our marketing, like our public relations and marketing director, and she'll be able to provide all of those details, as well as probably like help, connect with the media in any way that we want to get our story out there across multiple channels.
Yeah, because there may be opportunities where he has lots of contacts that
Yep.
I know we need to try and fundraise as well for some of this stuff, and he may be able to assist in that.
For sure. Yeah, well, I'll be sure to connect with you offline, and then we can
Okay.
make sure that we get all those materials over to you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Nancy. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
I wasn't on the beginning of the meeting. I was wondering what I missed.
Yeah, you can listen to the recording tomorrow. I'll share the recording out with you, and then you can listen to it tomorrow as well as the slides. I don't want to with everyone in here, but we can stick around for a little bit.
Okay, I just don't like to miss stuff, and I had stuff. I didn't want to get like kicked off the team for not being on the meeting and stuff.
No, you communicated with me today, so we're good. So, I mean, like I said, we record this and we share it out, so no need to stress over that.
Hey Bruce, I have a question. What time does opening ceremony start?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I don't even know off the top of my head, but I can take a peek.
I was looking it up, Bruce. I just looked on the site. It's not listed yet. It's probably going to be in the afternoon. The last couple have been like 1 p.m. local, but it all depends on like television rights, I think, when ESPN is wanting to broadcast the opening ceremonies. I doubt though that it would be
Yes,
at
Brandon,
night.
go ahead.
I doubt it would be like when the sun sets. It's probably going to be in the day, but we just don't know for sure yet.
All right. Hi Nick, I seen you 2 weeks ago.
I know it.
All right, folks, I'm going to wrap up this meeting. Just say thanks to USA leadership team on here. Special shout out to all the coaches, assistant coaches for everything you've done in the past. Well, everything that you do with coaching, so appreciate that. But as it relates to USA Games, helping us get all the registration information in, communication that you're having with the athletes' parents and unified partners and stuff like that is awesome. I think all the coaches on here, you should have access to your coaches portal. If you do not, let me know. I can share that with you. All the coaches meetings for the fall have been completed. I think the last one, well, we had medical on Tuesday. And then there was one, I think basketball was Tuesday night. So that would wrap up the fall coaches meetings. Coaches, if you have any questions, you can certainly feel free to shoot me an email or shoot me a text. But I noticed today, I was looking, Tom, just because you're on here, I was looking at athletics today, and there is a spot on there where you can ask a question for coaches that you can ask a specific question related to your sport. So softball, for an example, if you didn't know, you might have a question like, what kind of turf are we playing on? And for softball, we're playing on dirt and grass. But all that information is within the coach's portal. So you should have like the majority of the information that you need to let your families and parents know from that portal. But again, if there's something on there, please feel free to reach out directly to the individual that for your FAQ, you can reach out to them directly. But if you're not comfortable, you can shoot one of us an email and we'll get the answer for you. Other than that, tomorrow's Friday, so it's almost the weekend. So everyone have a great weekend, and then Thanksgiving's coming up next week. So I hope everyone has a great week, great Thanksgiving. Get to spend some time with your family and friends
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
next week. And next thing you know, it'll be another holiday coming up, and then spring will be coming. So everyone
Right.
have 1 second. Just want to say thanks. I don't want to keep everyone on here because we're not going to discuss anything more. But I know someone has a question, so I'll let you talk in a second here. Other than that, we'll see you in January, whatever that date was for our next meeting. Meantime, any questions, shoot us an email or text. All right, everyone, have a great night. I'm going to stop the recording, but I know someone had a question.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.